All right. Good evening, X-Wing, and welcome to another episode of Echo Base X-Wing Mission Debriefing. I'm still Walker Darko, and with me are Jake Ream
Still here, as always. Good evening, everybody.
and Kevin Lights.
As always, what? I don't know about that, but yes, hello everyone.
No, because I always say good evening, everybody. So I said, as always. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry
I
that
thought
went
you meant
over
you
your
were
head,
always
Kevin.
here.
Right.
So we do have, unfortunately, we've got some issues with some webcams tonight. You're going to see a little bit of flickering. We were delaying just a little bit to see if we couldn't get that taken care of. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we did. So apologies for that. But we are still here and we are still doing a show. So
And we have had people say they'd like it better without our faces. So for those of you, you're going to get a couple seconds of what you want here and there. So
enjoy
congrats.
the momentary freedom from our.
From our faces.
Yes.
So, do we need to go over the lists? I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory, right?
Um, I think there is a lot of depth and intricacies to both of these lists, Kevin. I think we should go over them.
Okay. There's a bunch of arcs on one side, and there's one arc, no, two arcs on the other side. Done.
Oh my gosh, look at all the arcs, both forward and rearward facing firing arcs on
Not
arcs.
not a turret. Not a turret.
It's not a turret.
Hear me out, but I will be making a Noah joke at some point with all these arcs. And you won't expect it.
No, it's wow.
Oh
All right.
boy.
Because as Kevin says, we're currently in the end of days of X-Wing. So
Look,
this is the
man, the Nantec is not fun and interesting, and neither are grappling struts. That's all I have to say.
So I want to know who flipped the switch on the net, right? Skynet is now active and the droids are taking over.
I feel like if there's anyone to blame, we should just blame Chris Allen. He's a good scapegoat.
done.
I mean, but the problem is he'll take the blame and he'll like laugh about it and smile. So it's not really fun.
Yeah, but he's the hero that we deserve, right?
This is true.
Okay. Um. So this setup, I suppose we should actually talk about the game.
I mean, we probably could.
Is Sinker in the? I need to zoom in. Is Sinker in the middle, like the
Sinker
top left?
is second to top.
Interesting. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I really hope we don't have an honorable joust. That would be really bad for the non-Sinker player.
Yes. Well, but
I
he's
kind of want to.
the
Go ahead.
non-sinker player has Obi-Wan and Rick. So I mean, he's gonna do some dancing, right?
Well, yes. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if the plan for him is to like have two arcs or like to separate the arcs a little bit, have Rick go really fast and go around the bottom of the map, and then have Obi kind of hug around that bottom rock on the right hand side.
Yeah,
But that would be my first initial like plan.
sure.
Um,
The other thing that I would like to see Ev Cameron do is keep Obi-Wan behind the arcs and use Obi-Wan's ability to keep feeding the arcs focus tokens
yep.
because my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
Oh, it's super good.
It's
Yeah,
really
no,
good.
that's why I think you maybe have Obi cut the underside of those rocks or maybe that in between
Yep,
layer, and then you have the two arcs kind of go towards the top a little bit just so that they're there, and then have Rick run bottom.
absolutely. Yep.
But we'll see. We'll see when they move first too. I need to see who has initiative because that will matter.
Um, if I remember right, I thought I saw on the Vassal log that Freaky G3 had the initiative token.
Sure. Okay. He's bidding 2 points, and there's a lot of twos. I would assume that he took it.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. Well, when we get moving, then I'll update it.
All right.
Chat wanted to know who brought the rocks. I didn't. We skipped through the setup, so
It
I
didn't.
would
They didn't start the log until after the setup.
okay.
I would guess the 3 arc player probably brought rocks to deny space.
There's a 2-arc player and a 4-arc player. I don't know who the 3-arc.
I don't know who the
is.
3-arc player is
Well,
either.
I don't-
But
Sinker is whatever. I would assume that the 4-arc player brought them.
Okay.
Or Freaky G brought them. Because it's just area denial.
yeah.
So he can get more shots. Whereas I could see the Jedi and Rick player wanting to have gas clouds. Or maybe he just hasn't played against CIS and realized that you have to bring gas clouds. Well, we'll find out.
Could be. But luckily he's not playing against CIS tonight, so
All right. Well, looks like players are set, so we're about ready to. And it actually looks like Freaky G is moving first, so that's your definitive answer on.
I will update the overlay.
That. So.
So the real question, does he? He starts to stagger. Okay.
Yep. And he revealed them all, moved them all. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, you can do that with Vassal to speed things up.
Speed Vassal. Let's go.
whoa.
Okay, good. Yep, 2-turn.
Going slow.
Barrel roll to pull him back. Because he's trying to buy time for the boys to get into position, or at least Rick to try to get into position, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think
Perfect stagger.
I think you want to try to draw your opponent through with the double arcs, the Aether Sprite, and Rick.
Yep. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't bank boost there to try to get the next turn's 5 forward in there.
I don't know if I like Obi-Wan. Not
Well, he has the ability to turn back quickly and get
he
near the
can,
other arcs.
but I mean, I don't know.
You want to maximize his ability.
Yeah.
I think you want to let Rick get the full flank on before you try to present a threat for them to decide on. I mean, I don't think they're going to decide on Rick. I think they're all just going to aim at the arcs because they can't dodge. But
Sure.
yes. Unless he knows that and he's like, well, I guess I'm just going to try to send Rick and Obi and see if I can get maybe 1 or 2 shots off before the actual engagement starts. That's also possible.
Yeah, but there's a big open area right in the middle of what
where the
would
fight will
what
happen,
would be
probably.
the rock formation, and there's just these gas clouds that don't do anything.
Yep. I mean, ideally, you want to get the engagement when your opponent's going through them. So he's got 2 turns tops
Yeah.
if he wants that to happen. Otherwise, he's going to be in the clear by the time the fight happens.
Right.
So they're still in the dial setting phase. I'm going to speculate. We'll see a fast bank descending in speed as we go down to bring the outside and kind of keep them all in that similar row.
Also, I will point out that I haven't had the experiences with the CIS swarm that Kevin has had. I simply hate them because my hand did hurt for a day after going through every little step in the vassal log of that swarm. Oh my gosh, just cramping.
I thought you were going to say like your eyes hurt from trying to read the grappling struts cards.
No, I've got LASIK. That doesn't happen anymore.
Okay.
All right, so it looks like both players are set. That's not how LASIK works, but still. So are we ready to see what they're going to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. One bank.
So slow. Okay. I mean, I guess you could clear stress now. You don't have to because you're not shooting this turn, but
2 turn, huh?
okay. So this is kind of that thing we talked about. We'll see what he does with Rick and Obi, but if you present the threat to make it too valuable early, I mean, he still could turn in the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
but then your flanker may get attention attracted to him before he's ready.
All right, so they just creep forward at 2 speeds. I guess I don't know why you. I mean, is there just keeping options open by keeping the top one at a bank instead of the 2 hard as well?
Yeah. I mean, he could launch them forward now if he wanted to avoid the gas clouds. It's actually more likely that he will go forward next turn. Like that top one will probably just go straight for a
Sure.
while. The other ones will probably come in across the gas cloud. Ideally, your opponent doesn't want to engage next turn if that's the case.
Sure. So Rick 3 bank.
I'm assuming barrel roll backwards. No? Well, he's doing the full throttle. Yeah, there we go.
And Obi-Wan 3 bank as well.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that Obi-Wan.
Right. I mean, unless he barrel rolls in towards the middle, but even then, like Obi-Wan's in a spot.
Yeah, I feel like you're presenting too much with Rick right now. Because if Rick wants to go, like, I don't think Rick wants a 5 forward, but if he goes a 3, like, both of those arcs could go 3 forward, and I think both have shots on him if he does a 3 bank.
Well, and yeah, definitely. I don't think Rick can get away from taking at least 2 shots if he does a 3 bank.
Yeah, he almost has to do a 1 bank left and then barrel roll backwards to maintain distance and set up an option for next turn.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure we're going to see the top arc go straight. We're going to see sinker bank in to give rerolls to the other 2 arcs on the bottom, and those arcs will probably go straight.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong. At this point, they do not have a reason to engage the other arcs. They should go for Rick because Rick is kind of in a corner. And if he catches Rick, he could get some free damage in since Rick does not have regen.
Right.
So it does appear that they are set. Are we ready? Are we set?
Yep.
All right.
There it is.
So really forcing them to make the decision then.
Yep. I think you're going to see a 3 bank from sinker.
And a bump.
Okay, now that one I don't get, but okay. Like, if you're going to do the full commit, just do it. But okay.
Well, was he trying to cover, like, as much area of the board as possible by self-bumping and keeping that arc back a little bit?
I'm guessing.
He moved sinker, but I don't think he wanted to. Let's go back.
I'm guessing he did. And he's leaving his option open to 2 turn the next turn.
Yeah.
But I feel like in this situation, you're better off just at least having the focus token and having 2 shots on Rick or putting serious pressure on Rick. So then the next turn you could just turn away from him and ignore him.
Yeah.
Because you've effectively scared him away.
Sure. But he's also going to have the sinker reroll with those 2 arcs, right? Is it range 1 or range 2?
But had he just banked faster with sinker, he would have had the same effect, and he would have focus tokens on both his arcs.
Yeah. Because what's the distance on sinker's ability? I haven't actually.
0 to 2.
Is it okay?
0 to 2.
Jeez,
but he only did a 1 bank, so if he had done like a 2 bank.
Sure, but the 1 bank is keeping him like then all 4 or all 3 of the other arcs are all taking advantage, right?
Yep. And I'm trying to think, had he gone a little bit faster? So he did the self bump, so he still has a shot at Rick.
Mm-hmm.
I guess okay. I mean, I feel like you could have just done the 3 and then barrel rolled too, but you wouldn't have a mod. Whatever.
All right, so it looks like they're ready for combat.
So, actually think about that for a second. What if he had turned the other arc in instead of bumping, and then like, I'm trying to think of what other options he had. I guess it depends.
Sure.
I don't know what his goal is, right? He's a really good 4K. We'll see.
All right, so looks like it starts with Obi-Wan and Rick.
Range 2.
Yep.
Hey, Kevin,
That's an
chat's
unmodded.
saying you need to speak up a little bit.
I can't.
Are you not able to project your voice?
I mean, you could adjust the mixer a little bit
I am.
because I'm right next to my mic.
Yeah.
I found if I just right-clicked on Discord and put our volume way down, it was the only way to make Kevin seem normal.
Oh,
Or that.
great.
All right, so range 2 unmodded from Rick.
Bring it in. Range 2 unmodded from Rick. So Rick's, is it 3v1 then?
It'd be 3v1, yes, because it's range 2.
Well, let's see. The dice gods with him today. No. No seems to be the simple answer to that.
Yep. Rolls the evade just cuz.
Just cuz.
It's a disrespect roll.
Now
So
Obi-Wan.
I would shoot at sinker here with Obi, right? He is the primary target.
Yeah.
Next turn, your arcs are gonna have shots on him, and he is the one giving the rerolls.
And you want to kill any sort of economy you can get on his dice.
Yep. I think that's the right call, in my opinion. I think that's what I would shoot if I were Obi.
And he is.
There we go.
So 3 dice versus 2
he also
dice.
doesn't have a token.
Right.
Oh, that sucks.
Yes.
The Force doesn't help you there.
No.
That's not how the Force works. All right, and now sinker. Defense dice were fine.
Yep.
And let me just try to fix my sound because right now it's trying to use up my. I don't know. You could probably hear the battery over my speaker or the dice rolls over my speaker. So
Yeah,
So it all
those
comes...
dice rolls were really loud.
yeah, it was using the speakers in my monitor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So the next turn, I'm curious to see what those 2 arcs on the left do. If they turn in to shoot at sinker, like if they 2-turn or if they 1-bank.
You're going
I
to
would
have to be
assume
more
they-
specific when you say those 2 arcs. You're talking
Sure.
about Ab
the
Cameron's.
arcs on the left, yes.
All right. So do we have any more shots? Is the question.
Well, sinker has to shoot.
Obviously.
And I'm pretty sure at least 1 arc has a shot at Rick.
Their shots. Range 3 through a gas cloud. Or Obi-Wan.
I think he's going to shoot Obi-Wan. But I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, range 2 Obi.
So 2 hits. And you guys can't still hear the dice rolls, right?
Nope.
Okay, good deal. All right. So Obi-Wan spends a
rolls,
force.
Yep. Okay.
And
He's spending
fine.
a force, really?
I don't know.
No, he spends the focus. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, he's only taking 1 shot, so he should just spend the force.
No, not if he spent a force.
Or I mean, the
already.
focus, not the force.
Okay.
Yeah, because he probably did he spend a force to use fine tune?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So looks like there's a shot there.
Oh, I gotta zoom in for that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Range 3.
Wow. Okay. I thought they
In
were already-
bullseye, but it means nothing. But in bullseye.
He got him.
Right. Oof. Spend
I
it.
mean, that's okay-ish. Well, wait, he has a sinker reroll too, doesn't he? Yeah.
Sure.
There we go.
Yeah, now it
Yeah.
looks a lot better.
It looks just fine.
And 2 defense.
So that's number 1, we'll call it. Okay.
Yep, it has a 1 on its base.
2 shields, you said, or 1 shield? 1 shield.
Used a focus, so 1 shield.
And Kevin, they do have on. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but on Vassal, he's a freaky G3's got uh, pink, red, yellow, and I don't know what
Cyan.
cyan.
Yeah, I'll update the colors on them if you guys
Yeah.
want to keep going.
All right, so the red arc, shooting at Rick. Range 2, 3 dice, 3 dice. Average dice. Sinker reroll. 2 above average dice. Nicely done. And Rick has let's call him very good dice.
I mean, he did have an evade token,
But he didn't need it.
but he didn't need it.
All right, so that's just fine. And looks like a shot at Sinker.
Yep.
Obstructed, though. So number 2 versus Sinker. Those are good dice. 2 hits and a crit.
So we've seen pretty good attack dice so far. Well, never mind.
Now these are Twitch chat wants to know if these are Echo based players. No, this is from the Vassal League. Who runs that, Kevin?
I knew his name.
I mean, it's the List Fortress Vassal League, right?
Yeah, he was on chat like last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just one of the logs from one of the current season games.
Yep.
All right, so Sinker's defense.
Anti-grapist. Thanks, Catherine.
Glad you said it, not me. So hit crit against Sinker's defense dice. All blanks, but at least one turns to a happy little evade.
Squiggle. Call it a happy little squiggle.
Happy little squiggle.
So Sinker loses 2. Do I have a damage? Is the damage correct? Did I miss any damage that was done while I was up there?
No, there was a perfect roll by Rick.
Yep.
Okay. And then none of the other arcs have lost damage?
No, just number
Pilot
1.
lost 1. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Now Sinker lost 2. And
Yep.
another shot at Sinker.
Okay. I mean, he is correctly focusing the same target, which is good.
And this one did spend their focus on defense, so
I heard there was a ship in that list would have let him have multiple focus tokens.
I think there is. He's a little far away though.
but we'll never know. So 1 and just fine for Sinker.
Okay. So pink, K turns. Agreed.
Yes. I think
Red, 2 turns.
Yep. Comes in and potentially cuts off an escape that Obi-Wan could have by turning red to the ship right.
Does cyan 3 forward or 2 forward?
I guess it kind of depends on where you're going to go with Sinker and trying to keep that tether active.
Mm-hmm. Because Sinker just goes forward, right? Like a 1 forward.
Probably, and then you hope to like either 1 forward or maybe 1 bank left to try to catch Obi-Wan if you can catch him with a block from the red arc.
Well, the reason I say that though is if he goes, maybe, but you want to try to keep the rerolls on, right? In order to keep the rerolls on, he needs to try to kind of go straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we see a 3 banker, 3 turn left from Rick.
Kind of just letting Rick off the hook here with the arcs outside of
Rick
your rear
is,
arc.
well, yeah, and Rick is kind of a bait, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You don't need to shoot at Rick right now.
I think Rick in pretty much any list is kind of just bait. Like
For the most part.
he's the carrot that you're going to dangle out and say, "Here, if you want to shoot him, go ahead," but you're probably not going to do any damage to him cuz most of the time he's going to have he'll have the evade token, and if he doesn't need to reposition to like dodge arcs, then you have a focus evade, and you just don't do a whole lot of damage to him.
And then I'm curious to see what he does with those arcs on the left. Like, does he bank in with one? I don't think he turns in. Like, do we see like a one bank and like a one forward? I don't know.
I think the top left, which is arc number 1 of Ev Cameron's, I think he could one bank.
I'm really concerned for Obi-Wan right now, though.
Yeah.
Like, really concerned.
And you could probably do this. Actually, both. You can go ahead, Walker.
Sure.
I think both of Ev Cameron's arcs could bank to the right, and you're starting to close in on like sinker, especially since you've got damage on him already.
Yep.
And really, like, that's the efficiency of Freaky G's list. So if you can take sinker out quick, the efficiency goes way down.
I didn't see the gas cloud turn coming in. I thought for sure he would just go forward with focus because he'll have a shot.
Sure.
But it does set up in effect for next turn where he can get himself into a better blocking position against those arcs.
Mm.
So he's more or less throwing that guy in as a shield / blocker, which is also not a bad idea.
Well, and
so
because now that one won't
Yep.
have the cyan one won't have tokens, you're almost like baiting
you're tempting
your
them
opponent
You
to
got
shoot him.
sinker.
I mean, yeah, you do have sinker, but because that ship doesn't have the focus token, it's almost like bait.
Mm-hmm.
And he did come in hard, so
wow, he went really fast.
Whoa.
I
Yep.
thought he would one bank or
Yeah,
something.
I thought so too.
well, Kevin, you've always stressed the importance of rushing in to take a part of the board for yourself, and I think they both tried it.
Although, so what is interesting though is so the play he made jumping forward like that now gets countered by him going fast because now he can't just get in the way next turn. Like he
Yep.
can get in the way of the bottom left one, but he can't get in the way of both of them. So it's actually
Right.
kind of interesting that the way this is working. Sinker does this. Yep. Okay.
And Obi-Wan
Ooh.
I was worried he was going to do that.
might be having a sad day.
I
mean,
think,
technically, he can get shot by 3 ships right now.
yeah, this is the turn I feel like with Obi-Wan that you just 5 forward and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Since you
See
like 5 forwards, you're gonna love Rick.
he's
5
no.
forward.
No, there's no reason to 5 forward there.
They heard you.
So he's evading, and then he's going to use Daredevil just because he has Daredevil. Yeah, of course.
Daredevil. You're right.
But look, it was good.
It's kind of like Leia on Rebels. You know, if you're gonna use her, everyone might as well do a red maneuver.
Sure. Like he could have done forward and done the same thing. But okay, whatever.
All right, well, let's see what damage gets done.
I just think so from my perspective, like a 3 bank boot, or actually you could just bait him. You could just do a 3 bank focus, and then you have focus evade, and Obi-Wan will feed you more focus. I feel like that would have been more effective, but we'll see what happens when Rick shoots.
Yeah. So it looks like range 1 on the cyan one from Obi-Wan.
Oh, Obi could take a lot of damage this turn.
And it's technically obstructed, it looks like.
Wow. Okay.
I suppose the corner of the cyan's base is like hovering on that rock or on the gas cloud.
That's beneficial to Obi-Wan for sure.
Both.
Yeah, because
right?
that shot
Well,
for good.
so Obi-Wan doesn't really care if he shoots at that arc this turn. You know what I mean? Like Sinker's not the target. He would rather just have the extra evade.
Sure.
You know, it says obstructed, but he said V1 in the chat, so I wonder if they're going to count it as obstructed. But
Let's
not a great roll
find
for
out.
Obi-Wan. Nope.
Not if he rolled 1. Okay.
But Sinker's definitely got to go through the gas cloud to get to Obi-Wan's. Or the not Sinker, but the other arc, the Cyan arc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say blue. I'm sick of saying Cyan. Blue.
It's possible that
Thank
Obi-Wan
you.
in arc was not obstructed, but Cyan arc what to Obi-Wan was obstructed. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So Rick looks like going after Sinker.
If he had a focus, that would have been 3 hits. Just saying.
Yep. You're not wrong.
Wait, how come? Oh, he spends the evade.
He's got R2C4.
Oh, okay.
And as you know, C4 can be explosive, Kevin.
It
Jeez.
sure can.
Let's see if it's explosive to Sinker. Sorry, I gotta stop getting into the NPR voice. And Sinker's dice back. Spends the focus
He might
to
as
take
well.
none.
Sinker
Now,
takes the range 1, I assume.
the only option Sinker has.
Well, he could take a terrible shot at Rick.
The only option Sinker has.
Yep.
Just pointing out there was the option of a terrible shot.
Yeah.
4 dice. That focus sounds good now.
Oh.
Well, he's getting at least 1 damage in.
And looks
Yeah,
like
make it
2.
2. And that's on number
2
2.
shields off number 2.
Okay.
All right, so now the blue one.
You have to go for Obi here, right?
Going for the arc.
Okay.
I think it's just because it doesn't go through a gas cloud.
That might be a factor. But like this is a good turn for you to get some damage in on Obi, who
Sinker
can't-
reroll would be nice right now.
No, he does have a sinker reroll.
Yeah.
I know. I was just commenting it's nice. So 2 and a crit. And doesn't spend the focus, so
Really? Okay.
shield
so-
hit and crit. And it is blinded pilot. I think he wants it for offense, so let's hope it
Unfortunately,
pays
you can't
off.
use it for offense because of the crit.
Mm. So there you have it. It wouldn't have prevented the crit. It would have been a different crit, I suppose. But
Yes, it would have been a different crit potentially, or not potentially. Yes, it would have.
all right, so the red guy's shooting. Obi-Wan.
Here's kind of why though. I just want to point this out. So I understand you're trying to get extra damage in on that arc, but I feel like you took the shot with Sinker because that was the only shot he really had.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
you have 2 one is double modded, one is single modded shots on an actionless Obi-Wan at range 1. Like,
This is your chance.
this is your opportunity to put a lot of damage on a really important ship.
Yeah.
And don't
You'll
forget,
always be able to shoot the arcs. You
Pink will
won't
be
always
shooting
able to-
Obi-Wan as well.
Yeah. So 3. Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
it's the rule of focus fire, but also he is a priority target.
Well, and yeah, he's a key piece to the list. So if you can,
He's worth some points.
That too. I mean, those are all reasons. Yes.
All right, so yikes. But you got to focus, so
and the
And he has a
sinker
reroll
reroll.
too.
yep. So
It's still
3.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 out of 4 is pretty good.
Ooh.
And this is why.
Uh-huh.
So there goes Obi-Wan shields.
Ah.
Now, see, I mean, imagine if he would have shot that other arc at Obi-Wan and even done 1 damage to him.
Right, because now you're at half points anyway.
You're
but
at half points anyway, but now all
You'd
of a
be
sudden
into hull.
Obi-Wan has 2 hull left and basically runs away now.
Yep, range 3 through a rock. Let's see how that goes.
Because like, this isn't going to do probably anything, right?
This shouldn't do any damage, but
Or,
Ah!
or I mean, it does 1.
Mm.
Wait.
Force.
He needs No, he rolled 4 dice. Okay, I was gonna say he needs to roll one more. Oh,
Yep. So he takes one.
so he's got 2 health left.
That
Yep.
right there, that Kevin is why I don't like flying the Jedi, because that always seems to happen.
I mean,
Right.
it's happened to me with A-wings, and it's extremely frustrating.
Just to let Jake know that, Jedi aren't bumper cars.
Right. Well, I
Ate too
mean,
much twisted metal growing up.
you can play bumper cars with them in certain situations. When you're going to take 3 shots, that's not the situation you want to be playing
Right.
bumper cars.
All
Well, and
right.
if it makes you feel any better, Jake, yesterday when I was playing Big Vic, Poe used heroic on defense 3 consecutive dice rolls in a row, and then used it on offense after that.
Oh,
So that draws a picture for you.
yeah, heroic's a really good value for 1 point.
But the fact that I had to use heroic on 4
Uh-huh.
consecutive dice rolls
Yeah.
did not feel good.
No, I bet not.
All right. Well, sinker time. Or
So
shooting at sinker. Number 1 on sinker.
Is this range 2? Yeah, just barely range 2. Obstructed. Okay.
So a decent roll if you had tokens.
I mean, it's, yeah.
It's 1.
Yeah, it's 1.
And
It's probably
sinker.
going to be no damage. Yep.
And might as well just turn that other one for fun. Now a range 1 shot on sinker with a focus. This could be something. Oh, not a focus. That was spent.
So, hold on a second. I'm just realizing he had 2 7th Fleet gunners he could have used. Why didn't he use a 7th Fleet gunner when Red was shooting? Because Cyan has Obi-Wan in arc.
Remind us again what 7th Fleet Gunner does? Or me.
1 second. Other than you can add a dice.
Okay.
Maybe you can't because he was already rolling 4. I need to double check that. I just realized he had 7th Fleet gunner. When a friendly ship attacking dice to a maximum. Okay, never mind. He had range 1 shot. Never mind.
Okay. So you get to
If you have someone in arc and then someone else is going to shoot at them, you can use the 7th Fleet gunner to add an extra die to them.
to a max of 4.
To a max of 4,
Yep.
and then it flips the charge, and then to reload the charge, you take a disarm token.
Okay.
I just didn't realize the max of 4 part was there, so never mind.
All right. So 4 dice here. Range 1 shot.
But he can't mod it, unfortunately.
Correct. Ah.
Of course, right? When you can't mod your dice with that focus token that you saved defensively, you're gonna roll
In the
all
words of
eyeballs.
Kevin, oofta.
I don't know, Walker. I think that would have been more of an OG's.
So we have to rewind. I mean, that is a yes. So we have to rewind for a second. Had he just spent the focus, Obi-Wan could have spent a force and gave him the focus back. He would have taken a different crit and then could have used the focus on the shot. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
Well, let's see if sinker still has shields. No.
At least he
So
took the crit on a
take
shield.
that.
Right?
Right. All right. So we're 2 rounds of firing in. Do we feel it swayed one way or the other heavily?
I think the score reflects the sway, yes, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Obi-Wan is now concerned about everything he does.
Yep.
Probably needs to disengage for, I don't know, at least a turn or 2, just so that way when he does come back in, he can come back in a safe engagement where he's not going to get shot by 3 arcs. Unfortunately, like, I think Obi-Wan, you just have to 5 forward and bail out with fine-tuned controls, right?
Let me think about this for a second. You might be able to get by with the 5K.
Oof.
because I think the only person that's going to commit to a shot against you is a rear sinker shot, which would be range 3.
Okay.
If he does go
Yeah.
slow, if he doesn't, because the other guy, if he goes forward, it's possibly a gas cloud obstructed shot, or he doesn't get to shoot you. And I don't believe that Red is going to turn. Like, Red can't shoot Obi-Wan if he 5Ks here, because he's in the way blocking Red from even trying to 2-turn. Plus Sinker is there doing the
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah. I forgot with Sinker there, like, because I was thinking, oh, Red could just 2-turn, or what did they have?
They have a 2-turn. It's white.
No, they have a 2-turn, 3-turn Red. I was just thinking, what is your fastest turn that you can possibly go? The 2 is the best, so that way you can still have mods, and yeah, you can't complete that maneuver with Sinker sitting there.
Right. So I think Obi's actually okay doing a 5K here.
But
And
thinking a turn beyond just the 5K, do you want Obi-Wan in that position? Because then you're coming right back in, and
that's okay.
possibly Red and Pink could be moving in that direction.
So here's why it's probably okay.
Okay.
You could 3-bank number 1 on the top left.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you could 3-bank number 1 this turn and get him in the way, so that on the turn that Obi-Wan needs to clear stress, there's a huge buffer in front of him, and the other arcs are going away from him.
Yeah.
Which they can't really go slow, and he's relatively safe. And Rick will also kind of be there, acting as a small buffer. But no, I think you could go a couple different ways, but like, you have to get Obi-Wan's gun on, or you're going to lose this game.
Well, you do. I was more just saying that I think you need to be very cautious because you have 2 health left on Obi-Wan. Like,
No, yeah.
a couple of halfway decent shots from Freaky G, and Obi-Wan is off the table.
Yep. But the time for that to be cautious and stuff was before you dialed in the 3-bank.
Sure. Okay.
But yes.
Right. But we're in this game state now, so we have to think
yes,
about,
so,
okay. What
Kevin,
do we do
we're in the
now?
end game now.
Well, we're in the mid game, that's for sure.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can literally set a whole bunch of dials here, right? You can just look at Rick and be like, okay, 3-bank blue.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that number 1 does a 3-bank right. Number 2 does. He might even go fast as well. I'm not sure. And then Obi does the K. I think Cyan does a K turn here. I'm not sure what Sinker does. Red probably does. Actually, the K turn kind of gets in your own way with Red, doesn't it? I'm not sure what he's going to do then. I mean, Red could turn away, I guess, like with a bank, but yeah, I don't know how he's going to do this turn.
Well, let's see what they do.
So the bank, okay.
So rear arc and set up a K turn next turn.
Yeah, he should be able to clear that next turn, I think. And then I'm assuming Cyan goes next. Okay, so he just does a 1 forward. Okay, so he's blocking the slow maneuver, which means Sinker probably K turns.
And Pink comes up.
Well, and really for where the blue is, you're blocking number 2
pretty much all of his moves.
Yeah, pretty much all of his straight and right maneuvers.
Oof.
I wish this would have been a 3-bank.
That got messy.
Whoa.
No.
Like they're gonna have to
There we go.
One too many button clicks.
Oh, wow.
Gee.
He jumped right over the top. I mean, this still kind of might feel bad.
This wonders what Sinker's going to be able to fit, though.
But here's the problem. If Sinker doesn't move and you did that 5K, uh-oh.
Right.
Oh, he's barrel rolled. Okay.
To block Sinker for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like you want Sinker to move.
Sinker's just going to 3-bank right.
Well, 4K was the chance.
Okay, so I mean, at least you have sinkers stressed facing the wrong direction, but oh boy, that 5K looks real dangerous now.
Unless he's not doing it. But as they say in Dumb or Dumber, we're doing it, Harry. We're really doing it.
I mean, I like the 5K. I just don't like the blocking of sinker. Like he was really good spot with where he was, but I mean, I guess I get
I mean,
it.
it's an unmodded shot at least.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of that number 2 has health to give, so that Obi-Wan doesn't.
Right.
Please just take a focus with Rick. Please just take a focus. Okay, good.
Clench.
All right. So
Well, I mean,
Rick
they're
shot.
not going to shoot at Rick.
Maybe we'll just PS kill sinker and be done with it.
It's unlikely, but it's possible.
Well, 4 dice on sinker. Or 3 dice.
Should be. Well, he tried it. He did a 4K, so it's only 3.
Oh,
That's not going to get you.
that won't kill sinker.
Nope.
No.
So 2 damage
Two
on
damage.
sinker.
Okay.
Then Obi-Wan range 2.
So Obi-Wan just needs to roll all crits and get 2 direct hits.
Easy.
And 1 evade from sinker is fine.
Math checks out. Unfortunately, there are no crits.
It is a good point. Yes.
I mean, sinker might still die this round. I don't know if she's in any other arcs.
I don't
Or
think
he.
any other arcs can.
They're all
shoot.
she's. And there's an evade, so 2 more.
This turn's gonna hurt a lot, though.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna see some 7th Fleet gunners on this turn.
So Kevin, does this this many ARC 170s on the table remind you at all of the triple jump masters from first edition, where they just take up
Yeah, it
so
kinda
much
does.
space that like halfway through the game everything's just bumping and you bump for like 4 turns and
There was a time where D ran the 4 with trick shot.
oh
I mean, I never have seen it on the table, but that's.
I never saw it either, but man,
Well,
could you imagine?
And sinker's actually shooting number 2 at
Yep.
range 1. No. Yeah, range 1. No, it's range 2. Sorry, I was looking at the other number 2, which is cyan. Okay. So range 2 at 2. So no Obi-Wan shot. So hit focus.
Basically average.
And evade. So just 1 hull.
So number 2 takes 1 damage.
So number 2 is down to 3.
Okay.
There you go. And now blue cyan is shooting at number range 1 at the same target. That
Sinker.
won't kill unless sinker does something with the reroll.
I don't. They're gonna have to check if he has side arc.
They didn't even go for it, so
Okay. All right.
he rolls a focus, which won't be good enough. So 2 more hull.
I think he would have had that sinker reroll.
I think he's really close. Like, maybe. I mean, you should at least check for it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so pink shot.
Ooh, does he have it on Obi-Wan? Like, if
It's
you
going on
hide
the-
it,
But he's going on the arc.
Oh, sure.
He's
yeah.
shooting sinker, or no, he's shooting
Number 1.
Number 1.
One side is colors, one side is numbers.
Yep,
Come
I
on,
see
Jake,
that.
get with it. All right, so pink shooting number 1. So pink into the 1, not 1 into the pink. And this is blue's gunner.
You just
So
had to,
4v2.
didn't you, Walker?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
All right, so 7th Fleet Gunner. 4 dice.
With a reroll and a focus seems pretty good.
Sinker reroll. Blank to a blank, because that never happens. Where's Zach Matthews to yell the odds right now when you need him? And so, 2 shields. All All right, checking firing options from the back arc. Going for that range 3 shot on Obi-Wan.
I mean, Rick has got focus evade, so
Right.
Yeah.
you're better off shooting Obi-Wan there.
It looks like a hit and a sinker reroll. 2 hits.
Uh-oh. I would be afraid to roll these green dice based on his previous green dice.
I mean, there are 4 of them at least.
Oh, there was 4 before.
Ooh.
Oof. Oh.
Safe. All right, so number 2 shot. Looks like sinker safe, so it's got to be on Cyan.
Yeah, I think so. Range 1.
Yep. So 3 dice. Blinded pilot hurts.
Well, he's stressed too.
Right, but still. There's no way that mattered. So, no dice. So number 1 shot on blue Cyan. So hit that crit. That could go past shields.
Mm-hmm. It
Ooh.
does.
So let's see a crit.
Wait, Cyan had a shield missing?
Yes.
Okay.
Weapons failure.
That matters.
Yeah, because now it's what, 2 out the front and 1 out the back?
Yep.
Feels bad.
And with the bumper cars that's going on, it might be harder to clear it.
All right, so
We're going to have such a parking lot next turn.
I was going to say, so what do you do here?
This is so terrible.
And we got stress out there, so it kind of limits what you can do.
So, since he moves first, he can K-turn with impunity, right? You could K-turn red, you could K-turn cyan. You could I think you could fit a 2-turn with pink. Or you could just like 1 bank and point him at Obi-Wan.
And just a side note, how do these colors work for colorblind people? Do they have any clue who's what?
I have no idea.
Is cyan, red, and pink a good mix?
Number 2 probably has to turn right. I mean, it sucks because you're going to keep stress. And then your number 1 could just jump in front of sinker, maybe. Obi does a 2 forward, probably. And finishes off sinker. Gotta be careful with Rick here, though. Boy, this is an ugly turn.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks of 1.0. Jump Master parking lots.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but every game I have like this, regardless of what I fly.
Rick might need a 3-turn left to just get out and reset. Because if he gets blocked, he could just get killed too. But then again, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for this turn.
I don't think there is a good answer for like when you have that many, even medium-based ships in that close proximity.
I mean, I think you just make sure you're not bumping into yourself, and then hope the rest of it works its way out. It's kind of tough too.
Right.
Yeah, that's where initiative's coming into play here, right?
Yep. Yeah, because if you can move first, you can guarantee your shots a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can set the board state a bit.
All right, so let's see what they ended up doing. Oh. 1 forward, it fit. So far, so good.
Oh my gosh.
The safe move.
And hard 2 worked so far and cleared the weapons failure. So ooh, there's our bump.
Well, he I mean, he planned it though.
Right.
So what
Right.
he's blocking
bumping
here
himself.
Is Rick.
blocking Rick's 5 forward if he
Right.
would try to take it.
That fit. Wow.
Yeah.
We're already at like 2 actions more than I thought we'd see total. So so far so
no,
good.
he cleared the stress. Oh, I think he should have just 2-turned and kept it.
And he takes a focus, which can help him on defense.
Yeah, but he's about to eat a range 1 shot.
A range 1
Right, because you can
focused
blinded
shot.
still lets you use it on defense, right?
Yes, it's only on attacking. You can't. use
Okay.
it.
But Stinker finds a way. One bump and it was
But
intentional.
This is an important note. No rerolls.
Yep.
I don't think on any of the shots this turn.
No, I don't think so.
Just an important note.
And no shot on Obi-Wan from Stinker or anyone else. Maybe Red. Red's the only shot on
Red
Obi-Wan.
does have a potential shot, but Red is not taking that shot.
No,
Right.
Red's taking that range 1 shot.
Yep. So Obi-Wan will be safe for a turn.
I think if there will be one, you just target lock right here. You have 3 force tokens, and you're not going to be using your ability on anybody.
And we do lock on number 2 or the blue cyan, whatever.
So continuing fire on the guy that is damaged makes sense.
Yep. And Rick, the 5 forward fits.
Wow, he fit the 5.
Oh my.
Wow, barely. I
Whoa.
need to zoom in on that one.
Oh, so
Holy crap, that's really close.
Rick's gonna take some shots.
It's okay. Rick is fine taking shots.
Rick's gonna take 3 shots.
No, he's not. He's only gonna. Oh wait, he'll take a sinker. Whatever. A
Range
rear
1
stinger
sinker,
shot?
range 1 pink, and range 1 out
I
the
don't
back.
think he's
is
range 1
fine.
of sinker. I think he's range 2.
I think he's range 2 of Sinker as well. The fact that
Sorry. I was looking at 1 BP number 1 instead of sinker. So I was like,
How
how is
could
that
you-
not range 1?
Walker-
You guys are really bad.
Walker, there's ships with colored dots and ships with not without. How could you get that confused? Come on.
Oh, I'm straight up dumb. But I'm honest.
All right, so we see the. Wait, no.
Daredevil.
No. What is?
You know what? It might be range 1 sinker. I don't think it is, but it's closer than you thought.
But he's gonna have another unmodded shot. Why? I mean, I get it, but Rick has focus evade.
But-
like,
But do you
He's
get
Naboo
it?
fighter Rick.
Because
I don't understand that boost.
Ooh, is that range 1?
he brought Daredevil to use it, not to just look at it.
It can be a good card in the right situation, but
But are you saying this
is
is
not doing anything important this turn? It is okay for him to live one more turn.
No, Sinker must die.
Turn the next turn and then murder him.
And it is range 2.
God.
And you know what? He's gonna spend that evade to flip a eyeball.
Sure.
Because he has to.
He sure will. God, why?
I love these reactions out of Kevin. This is great.
Like, just
I wish
think,
Kevin was like this in like real life during like Worlds.
Yeah.
Just like out of nowhere, you just hear, God, why? Just like from the other side of the room.
What?
Well, just think, like, he could have rolled one more dice and had the focus to spend if he really wanted to. And he even said in chat, "Oh, gamble failed."
No, he
Yeah,
would have had a focus to spend multiple times because Obi-Wan could have spent a force to allow him to just keep the focus token. Like,
Oh yeah, he would have been in range of Obi-Wan.
yeah.
Look, I didn't bring pilot abilities to use them.
Apparently not. Don't
Definitely
Just
bring-
think they're
don't
cool
need to use
characters
them.
from the movie.
Didn't bring Daredevil not to use it. Also thought he was a cool character from the TV show.
I will say this is also one of this is also one of my kind of issues of
Oops.
why I moved away from Rick. Rick's damage can be very inconsistent, and it can
Yes.
be very frustrating.
We prefer
Somebody
to call
Daredevil
that
jokes if Rick ever got
anemic.
blinded.
Well, it's not anemic.
Oh,
I mean,
it
he
can
rolls
be.
3 dice a lot.
Yeah. Except for they expect that you're going to be going fast with Rick, and really with Rick you almost need to stay to the outside of the fight so that way you can get those 3, 4, 5 speed maneuvers and
Yep.
guarantee that you're getting the third dice and just make passes, right? Like it's almost like what you used to do with Corrin in first edition,
Yeah.
where you would take Rick and you would make a pass, and then you go out and come back around and do it again. Like that's the way I
Um,
think you need to be using
I
Rick.
can't remember it, but what is it? First edition, the missile that you'd put on an A-wing,
Cruise missile.
cruise
Yes,
missile. Just do a 5 forward, take your shot, and get out of there.
right.
Same kind of feel.
Yep.
All right.
So Obi-Wan
use-
attack number 2 got a crit, a focus, and a blank. So we're gonna spend that
spending
lock,
the
I'm
lock, I
assuming,
assume.
to crit, focus. So 2
Spend 2
force, I'm
force.
sure. There we
This
go.
is
2
fine.
hits and a
This is on
crit.
Cyan.
Yes. Cyan blanks. So hit, and the crit would be weapons failure. Back. Isn't that the one that just cleared weapons failure?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey, Rick would have been safe then, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would have rather left Rick where he was with a focus token and Obi-Wan to back him up.
Down to 2 hull there.
So Sinker takes the range 2 shot. Is that range 2 to Rick?
I believe. I mean, ugh.
Wait,
He's taking a range 1 on the arc.
Oh, okay.
So 3 dice. Seems good.
I mean, Natty's is a strategy, so
Kevin has always told me that good dice is a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And Rick gets a focus. And takes it. No, not Rick, sorry. The arc.
So the arc is taking hit crit.
Hit crit.
that's
Oh,
on
did use
number
its
1.
focus. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I read the wrong person say set. So hitting a crit. The crit is damage sensor array.
Is that where you can only take focuses? Unless you clear it?
Oh boy, let's hover.
You cannot
You
perform
cannot
actions.
perform actions
Yep.
except focus and damage cards.
So probably irrelevant.
Probably.
He's only been taking focus the whole game.
True.
So is he using Obi-Wan's ability here? Or not? Because you kind of want to save that focus for offense. You have a good shot on red.
Nope, he cleared the token.
But he used it.
Okay.
And
Again, I say that because you're chasing variance at this point.
Mhm.
Like you need as much help as you can get. You take the gamble.
Yeah.
so, and red is taking a range 1 shot on what should be a dead arc.
Right, which is why I was saying Obi-Wan is safe to spend that last force because
Yep.
Red is not going to shoot Obi-Wan. And if he does, you possibly switch him into the incorrect decision.
I said should be.
No, that's a will be. Spend
There
if you
we go.
spend the focus.
And there he is.
Guarantee that he dies. But he
Right.
still gets to shoot.
Simultaneous fire. All right, so number 2 or blue or cyan or any color you want to call it.
The weapons failure guy.
Think you can take
Yes,
that range
weapons
1
failure guy is taking the range 1 shot.
just to get 2 dice out the back.
And 3 dice because it's using Pink's gunner.
Oh, he's using pink.
Oh,
Okay,
sure,
I
sure.
missed that.
So 3 dice. A little bit of 1 each.
We call that average in the business.
Right. In the business. And it looks like they rolled a focus with nothing to do, so they will take it in the business for one more haul. All right, and now pink shot, range 1. Oof, we don't call that average, though.
No, a little bit below.
Could be the end if this is a direct hit. It's not, though.
Panic.
It's a panic
pilot.
pilot, so take your stress.
You know, that focus action he'll never get to perform again? He could have still held on to it, remembering it joyfully. All right.
We'll always have the memories. Now our shot back that we get for simultaneous sinker, I'm assuming
Yep.
at 2.
Yeah, it looks like range 2, barely.
Yep, so 2 dice. A crit could be cool.
Could be cool.
Things could happen.
1 of 8 dice. It wasn't cool.
No.
It was very uncool.
Anticlimactic.
Well, he has a range 1 on sinker. So he's devoted 3 shots into sinker at this point, just this turn.
Yes, sir. Could be cool.
I might do it. It would do it if he had that focus token.
Wow.
It does it, and he just pulls sinker off.
I'm not even pulling damage cards. I'm just taking the ship.
Well, his console lit on fire as he blew up, so so there you go. All right, so the board's a little cleaner now,
Only slightly.
and the points actually make it look pretty close.
I like how you say that they make it look close.
Looks can be deceiving, but they can also be realistic.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Cyan is at. Is that 2 hull left on him?
Yeah.
So he's possible mop up duty. He's still in this. Although Rick is now out for at least 2 turns, thanks to that Daredevil boost.
But Obi, so unless blue and pink or blue self bumps against pink, if he's gonna be moving forward, Obi-Wan could just turn left and follow him and just kill him before he gets to do anything.
Just everybody 4K.
I do think Cyan 4Ks.
Really?
Well,
No,
he has a
'cause he'll
weapons failure,
bump.
That's right. No way, Cyan, the light blue.
Oh, cyan. I'm sorry, wrong color. Yes.
Obi does have a 1 turn available to him, which I think he should take.
Yep.
I don't think there's a really way that he can punish him, to be honest, because he moves first, in that number 1 arc is in his way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what he could do is he could K-turn Cyan and 2 left turn pink down where Cyan used to be. I think he can fit a 2 turn there.
Sure. Yeah, I think
if
so.
If not, his arc will at least be pointed where Obi would be.
If Obi goes straight.
Yep. And then I'm assuming Red does a 2 turn down and just uses the rear arc to finish off number 1.
Nah, K-turn Red.
Left. You could do that too.
I mean, here I would. Probably would have K-turned Red the turn before as well, but...
Yeah. Obi really needs to finish off Cyan, though.
Yes.
Like, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we ready to see what they're gonna do? What they do?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
K-turn. So far, I am 1/3 right. Well, there goes my chances. And a 1 bank out of red.
I didn't see the 1 bank coming. 2 turn, whatever. Okay, either way, I guess.
And a hard 2 out of...
There we go. I've more or less got them right.
I would have rather seen the K turn out of red. Turn them around, get the primary front firing arc back online.
And the intentional
This
bump.
one I don't understand. Because he could have like two banked over the top and taken a focus and at least had a modded shot. Oh, wait, he's double stressed, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Well,
Not
now
anymore,
he's
though.
dead. Okay. I get it. So he just bumps so he can get a 3 dice shot before he dies. Okay.
And Rick takes target lock. And Obi-Wan with the one bank. Obi-Wan really is just got like a personal vendetta against that one.
Well, he's just gonna fine tune. Yeah. Although, so here's why I liked the turn instead of the bank. He could have just boosted, and then he would not be shot by Pink. Because like right now he's still in Pink's arc.
Yeah.
So you're kind of gambling at this point when you really didn't need to. And he would have been range 1. Like you go and you go range 1 and you light up Cyan just to make sure that he.
Right. Well, let's see if he lights him up.
Well, and if you would have done that, you could have boosted and taken the lock on blue instead of a focus.
Correct. Then you'd at least have a mini mod. You'd have a mini mod and a target lock
Right.
and 4 dice.
Yep.
So like chances are you kill him is massive.
Right. Yeah, because what's blue at 2? So
He's at 2 with no actions.
right.
All right. So I like to assume that this Cyan is Commander Cody or something, and Obi-Wan's still peeved.
Okay.
Post Order 66. So hit crit. This might be it.
Wait. He doesn't
Wait.
have a lock, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Okay.
That's why the boost lock would have been a better option because it would have given you an extra red die and rerolls. And
Yeah,
now
you're significantly increasing your chances to kill.
right.
But he got a crit through.
Yeah, now you're just banking on a good crit coming through
Which
and
is not good.
And banking means nothing. It is just flavor text.
it is.
Direct hit.
Oh gosh, whatever.
I mean, apparently he's living by the motto that he'd rather be lucky than good.
It is a
now
strategy.
He's available for a shot if he chooses to.
Well, that is a cool arc. So it's like a range 2 shot. One hit.
There's a chance. Nope.
So a haul. So dead.
Right.
Yep, but he will get a chance to shoot back.
Yeah.
So now Obi-Wan's gonna get it shot at right now. And
Yep. Range 2.
uh-oh. Panic. That's
Panic.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Panic. Oh, he's gonna take 1.
Spend the focus or the force.
I mean, you've already given up half points on Obi-Wan, so what's one more damage?
Yeah, I know. Now it's literally like if anyone flicks at you, you just die.
Right?
But it was also a point of damage he didn't need to take.
Sure.
Correct. That's the more important lesson there. If you don't have to take
back.
damage, don't do it.
Yep.
All right, so number 1 shooting at number 1 or number red. Average dice. Maybe below.
Another. Oh, he didn't. Okay, that was the Obi-Wan thing. So red takes 1.
Red
Yes.
takes 1.
He's finally damaged for the first time. Okay, so
Okay, so
you
That was kind of a long
disengage, disengage with Obi-Wan and Rick, and figure out a 2-pronged approach from different angles, and be very careful. But this is where you have Rick do some work.
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately that won't happen this turn.
Nope.
but they can both. Everyone can just disengage for a turn.
Well, actually, he might be able to sneak in a shot with Obi, but it's a little risky.
You need a 1-turn Obi-Wan to the right. Like to sneak that shot in.
Yeah.
And really, that's not a terrible spot for Obi-Wan because that still gives you the option to then go on either side of that large rock that's got the number 8 on it.
Well, it's almost selling out his future turns though if he does that. Like,
I mean, you might as well just 4K
if he had what?
with
Oh,
pink.
oh, there's a chance that Pink does 4K.
There's a good chance.
Yeah, I actually think he might be safer doing like a 2-bank or even a 1-bank and then maybe boosting to correct. I know you want to have the option to go on either side of the rock, but well, I don't know. I guess a 1-turn's okay, but you're probably not going to barrel roll to take the shot. You might be better off just disengaging.
Yeah, I mean, I think you are. You are better off disengaging, but,
It is an option.
well, you know that there's what 7 turns left just because of the Vassal League, so you know that
You'll
you
take
have
3.
time to disengage. Like you
Yep.
can kind of let the points not matter for a couple of turns. Obviously, that if this was a regular tournament game, that would be the consideration: is how much time is left in the round, and whether or not you can afford to disengage because he's what 12 points behind right now.
Yep.
So
He just needs to get half on either one of them and not lose Obi-Wan.
All right, so let's let them do their moves. So a hard 2 with red and a 1-bank with pink.
Interesting. Yeah.
Obi-Wan's getting out of
yeah,
there,
I mean that
Makes
you have
sense.
turns left, so you might as well.
and Rick as well. So I believe there are no shots.
Yeah. And now with Rick, you can start sending him in. You can circle Obi-Wan slowly back to start to maybe flank again. Come in from the side or something.
He should have
So-
used Daredevil on Rick. No, but really, like if you would have used that and done the 1-turn boost, that would put you in a good spot with Rick to be able to re-engage, and you've got health to spend on Rick.
Well, he'd have to clear stress though first, so that puts him on a 3-bank blue.
Sure,
Whereas now he can 3-turn.
Oh, sorry, and they're already jumping.
that's
No,
fine.
it's fine. Keep going.
Get us back into our engagements.
Yeah, Rick's not going to shoot this turn. Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay, Rick might shoot this turn.
Maybe.
He's really hungry for it.
I mean, he's got an evade. I just don't spend the droid. Just hold that evade token.
Right.
I guess, yeah, you get a free shot. Why not?
So range 3. Yeah.
2, you might get 1 through.
Oh, he's gonna spend that evade
Oh,
token.
I forgot he had a lock.
Spend the lock
Oh, he's spending the
Oh,
lock.
really? Oh,
for a crit.
oh,
I forgot he had a lock.
I mean, there's 3 shields to get through, but
still.
He probably spends it for defense.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
So one
he's got an
shield.
evade token. So 1 shield on Pink.
Maybe that wasn't as exciting as I thought it'd be.
I mean, it
And there's
looked
the
like
shot
it was
back.
fine.
Yeah, it started off a lot more exciting.
2 hits
So
against
4 dice, 8, and an evade token.
Yep.
No, damn it. Okay. To a
Oh,
damage.
well.
1.
Throws a shield off Rick.
That wasn't a really good trade.
Yeah, Rick is not living on gambles today.
Really unlikely. God, that's unlikely.
Right.
I want to see the numbers on that one.
Right.
I'm
Well,
guessing
well,
like
given
somewhere in
that,
the
I'm
neighborhood
gonna
of
go
like
ahead and let
what 8%.
I'll let these ships do what they do. And they are coming for Rick. Somewhat. but full.
What was the chance, Kevin, of that happening?
8%.
Whoa! That's exactly what I said. Nice.
Wow. Expected damage 0.086.
And Daredevil Rick.
He really likes that Daredevil. My goodness. So, okay.
I mean, here's
Okay.
focus fire.
Yeah, he's gonna focus fire, but he's gonna have to
Range-
disengage again.
Looks like range 2.
I think so. Yeah, I think he clips the corner at range 2.
Yep. So 3 dice.
Sure.
Those are good.
Spend it.
Yep. So that's a crit into hull. And it is fuel leak.
Could matter. There's a lot of hull to go through.
There is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a
And
bad.
Rick has a shot. So 4 dice. We can get a crit out of that.
Do not spend the evade token. Do not spend the evade token. Okay, good. He doesn't even have the ability to.
And a blank. So 3 more hull.
He is now winning by 9 points.
Ooh.
So if you want to be that guy, you could disengage in a tournament. Right here.
Run away.
And by that guy, you mean the guy that plays
Yes.
the game based off the strategy available?
And
Well,
wins.
Plays to win on points. Like
You-
if you're in a tournament,
Yeah.
you probably
If
run
you're in a
You play to
tournament,
win the game, Kevin.
don't be that guy that plays to win. Be the guy that plays to roll dice and have fun. Don't be the guy that plays to win. Or girl.
Ooh, and Rick is taking a shot.
If you're playing for fun, don't. But if you're playing,
Oh.
you should.
No ships in range. That doesn't seem right.
I think it's measuring off the front arc.
Oh.
I don't think it's actually checking it off the rear arc.
Yeah, there you go.
Corrigan 689 wants to know if we've tested out Tabletop Simulator for X-Wing, and no, because you have to buy the module.
So I own Tabletop Simulator. I have pulled it out. I have not played a game though.
I've
played
seen it.
Other board games on there. It does have a table flip ability, which is cool.
Wait, where you can get mad and flip the table?
Yeah, flip the table and all the tokens go flying. So that's fun, and then you have to just reset it. But it can be fun.
Seems good. Seems good.
So
Who's
they
the
are
other?
saying that-
There's another person. There's another channel on YouTube that uses Tabletop Simulator. Is it Patrick?
I have no idea.
I think so.
All
I'm
right, so
I'm
range
sure
one
if
shot?
anybody in
Yep.
Twitch chat knows, they'll
Uh-oh.
let us know.
Hold on. This is a dramatic moment.
Excellent.
He got
Okay.
to 3 on the rear shot against Rick. Uh-oh, Rick's taking another damage. He's not at half, though.
No shields. And they're saying Hexiled Gaming.
Yeah.
I think Red is going to die next turn, and there's nothing he can do about it. Because if Obi-Wan just does a 2 forward and he tries to, 2-turn barrel roll block him, Rick's going to do a 3 bank and kill him anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there's really anything he can do to save Red.
I don't think so
But
either.
if he gets greedy with Obi-Wan and he goes too fast, then yes, he could potentially save him.
And every kill is a PS kill.
2-turn
So-
away. Or a 2 bank away.
1 bank.
1 bank, okay.
And
We're gonna get a
focus.
3 bank out of Rick, and then he's gonna use Daredevil.
No.
Yep, it's gonna happen.
All right, so looks like we've got a Hard to left. I'm just taking my time to figure this out. And Rick is doing... Oh, we're doing Obi-Wan. 2 bank. Boost.
And then he can boost. And then
It
focus. Sure.
already has a lock, so... Jake, your 3 bank's not looking so hot right now.
Come on, 3
It's
bank.
a 3 bank.
3 bank Daredevil. Come on, do it.
No, you just token stack, man. Take
No,
the
he
focus
really,
and
really wants. Oh, dang it.
Focus phase.
I mean, this is the first time he's actually sat there and taken the
I know,
focus
and that's what
phase.
you should do. Like all those times that he used Daredevil, he should have just sat there.
And yet... Alright, so Obi-Wan shot. Does
Range
red
2.
die?
Oof.
Good thing we got that lock. Yep. That's a
Dead.
good lock.
That's a
Yep.
dead red.
Spend the focus.
And... Now pink shot.
Does he go for
Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Yep. That's why Obi-Wan held the focus.
Well, he only needed to flip 1, so yeah.
Right. Well, I just figured you want to build up his supply again. All right, so 1 of each. And Obi-Wan's fine. Might as well spend it.
So do we just call this here, or do we keep going through the rest of the turns that they do?
Well, I can go at a good pace.
Okay.
I mean, we can I guess talk while if Walker wants to click through it pretty quick. I like the Obi-Wan and double arcs.
Oh, wait. What? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I was like, wait a minute. What did
Kevin malfunctioned for a second, but we reset him and he's back.
All right. I still don't understand why Obi-Wan even turned that direction. Like, why? Why take that risk?
Because you can arc dodge easier if you're at range 1, Kevin.
You certainly can.
That's why.
Yes.
All right, so best, summary you can come up with. Early on, the momentum was swinging the other direction.
Absolutely.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, now he's decided to just like disengage entirely.
Right.
Bye. See you later. You can't get me. You're not gonna touch my 2 ships. So, I like the Obi-Wan and double arc.
Yeah. So what did Ev Cameron do right, or what did Freaky G3 do wrong to have that change?
So I think.
I think for Ev Cameron, it goes back to list building a little bit. You just take Daredevil off Rick.
And R2C4.
Yeah, I don't like that. Regen on Rick would have been really nice. I don't know points-wise how that all would have played out.
It's like 4 points.
Well, I know, so, but I'm saying like the losing Daredevil and swapping the droid. I don't know where. I'd have to pull up the list builder, but I would rather see just regen on Rick.
I mean, I'd rather see it on Obi-Wan than anybody, but yes.
Yeah, I'd like to see it on Obi-Wan as well.
So I think as far as to answer Walker's question, I think Freaky G had the right approach and was winning from a positional standpoint for a large part of the game.
Twitch chat.
I do worry that he spent too much time on the arcs. Like, I get it, you want to kill the arcs, but he had Obi-Wan in a really good position to just get killed. And he turned and started shooting at the arcs, so he started splitting his fire. I'm not sure. I'd have to like go back. We'd have to look at the turn-by-turn analysis to see like what are his options to maintain fire. But he did a good job like focusing on one target as much as he could. And I think on the approach, he had very much the right approach. Like, he was definitely winning the positional game. Trying to think of like when it really went wrong. I mean, I think it started to just go wrong when Sinker started to get too low, and then they started to split up and fan out in different directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, losing the sinker reroll was tough.
Well, and the other part too, I think, was so he ended up splitting up a lot, which made the aces kind of be able to weave in and out.
Yeah.
Whereas before, he kind of had these little kill boxes he was setting up on the approach.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe that red K turn, when Jake talked about K turning, like that may have been a better move than I don't remember what he did. I think it was like a one bank or something.
Yeah. Well, he did a one forward and then a one bank. Um, there was, I think, in chat at that time, somebody said that they thought that maybe the second turn, so after he did the one forward, that they thought that the rock would have been in the way for the K turn after that, but I don't know.
Possible.
I mean, it's hard to say. But
Right.
I think, yeah, the K turn a little bit earlier would have put a little more pressure on Ev
Yeah, he would
Cameron.
have been able to press Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan went and kill shit.
Yep. I think if Ev Cameron would have kept Obi-Wan closer to his arcs in the beginning, I don't think the momentum would have swung as far to Freaky G because he would have been able to, use those arcs, rolling forward, taking focuses, and keeping a focus both offensively and defensively. Um, Health wise, his two arcs might have stuck around a little bit longer
Did
or done more damage in the
did
front edge.
Obi-Wan's ability actually come up at all?
No, he never once used it.
Yeah.
Well, other than maybe on himself.
I just
So
when I
that's
when I
interesting.
played the high ground list that Carson Ray flew, I played it a couple times, and I really liked using Obi-Wan's ability to keep Rick focused when he was going to be taking multiple shots. And
Yep.
it felt really good to watch Rick just be like, whatever. I've got that focus token for as long as I need it. Um, and I'm rolling more dice, with his ability. So he survived and was harder to kill.
Yep, that's right.
But I
As
can
far as
see this, Cameron's list being just those two arcs. You just have beef instead of Anakin.
yeah, and I think as far as the the approach with Rick, like I really worried that he was able to put a lot of pressure. Like I guess he still baited with Rick, but like that could have gone really bad. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of went really bad with Obi-Wan. But had Obi-Wan like hung back a little bit more and taken the inside between the gas cloud and the rock on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and the other arcs instead of going slow actually got there faster, that might have helped a lot because then he could have turned in and he would have had a nice lane without the gas clouds being in his way because he was hitting either ships or gas clouds once the scrum happened like every turn.
Right.
So I actually think he maybe should have gone faster with the arcs trying to take the middle and held Obi a little bit back so he's kind of keeping, range to
Yeah.
give the ability, which we saw multiple times. If he had the ability, would have helped.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway I had for the other players' approach.
Yep. But I liked it. It was interesting to see the Sinker Swarm, or not. I guess this isn't the Sinker Swarm, right? Sinker Swarm is Sinker and like a bunch of the, um, what's the
Like
other?
the golden
Yeah, the gold.
gold squadron troopers, wherever they are,
Yeah, those V19s. That's what I was
things that
thinking
look
of.
like this flying across the board.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Corp in Twitch chat wants to know: would you take angle deflector on Sinker and drop 1/7 Fleet gunner? Is it worth it to make him live a little bit longer? Um, Maybe having reinforce on Sinker, that'd be interesting.
I mean, I have a better option for the exact same number of points, which is 51 points. You could just have a CLT Obi-Wan. And I would rather have a CLT Obi-Wan in that sinker list than I would another arc with 7 Fleet Gunner, in my opinion. Could you imagine the work that Obi-Wan would do if you could give everyone unlimited focus
Mm-hmm.
and have rerolls?
Oh, so you just do Sinker two 104ths and Obi-Wan?
No. Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Because you
Yep.
cut one, you cut the second
You cut the fourth.
104th with Seventh Fleet Gunner.
Yep. And then, I mean, it won't happen that often, but you could also have those super powered attacks where Obi-Wan rolls in and he's going to 4 dice plus CLT, because CLT happens after the 7th Fleet
Oh
Gunner
man.
trigger happens. So, yes, I feel that would be a superior version to this list.
That's interesting.
I mean, you don't go for it all the time, but suddenly that CLT is
Right.
3 dice with 7th Fleet Gunner plus CLT,
Yep, for sure.
and that's good.
Seems good. Five dice. Who would think?
I just like even 4 dice always feels good. So 5 dice, yeah.
Well, and especially now in second edition where like 4 dice is kind of an arbitrary cap to the amount of dice. I mean, obviously there are a few ways to get more than 4 red dice, but it's not as frequent as we were seeing in first edition where, 5 and 6 were pretty common.
Yep.
But
Okay, that's all I got.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big announcements for us.
Not at the moment for me.
Okay. I think the one big announcement, and we're still 3 weeks out, but we will be at Worlds and we will be recording and streaming. That's going to be fun.
Mhm.
Not
Is
a
World's really
single.
only 3 weeks away?
I think it's 4 weeks away.
Is it 4?
No, it is 3. Is the 18th?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's 3 weeks. Jeez.
Right.
Yeah, 3 weeks from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you see us there, come up, say hi. It'd be nice to meet some of you that do tune in and watch the show regularly, except for Vic. We already see him all the time.
Yeah, I just saw him yesterday. I don't need to see him anymore.
I haven't seen Vic in a while, so Vic, say hi to me. I'll be nice to you.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in.
See you later.
Have a good night.